Have a nice day, students. I am more than glad to be with you again, working with this nice course of Northstar 5. In this case, we have the unit number 6, and we are going to continue working in this nice topic of together alone. You have to go and see a picture that is something similar in your book. You're going to find it, and it describes everything related to the main topic of this unit. So please pay close attention to it. You see these people, see? Everyone is supposed to be together, joining, talking, having a nice time, but look what happened instead. So they are like communicating with others, not precisely with the ones on the table. But this is very common to happen everywhere, especially nowadays because we are suffering from this pandemic stuff. So we have to get familiarized with all the stuff related to technological tools, as these ones, especially cell phones. Also, we use music a lot, so we can have a lot of spare time in our house. We get bored of the things and stuff like that. We use tablets to understand teachers, understand homework, to communicate ourselves with other partners so we know what's going on. We can use the cell phone, that's the most useful one. And of course, to do homework and everything else related, as I said, with the homework, or me as a teacher, I use my laptop in order to continue working as a telework, and I can send homework. I can communicate with, especially with my family that is so far away. Some of them, they live in Chicago, they live in the United States, and I use the computer a lot. We have nowadays a lot of nice programs, so you can guys use the screen to see each other, and that's why these times are changing. They are different than the others. We have a set of vocabulary that is going to be included in this unit, so please pay close attention because we have some adjectives, we have some special expressions, we have some nouns, verbs, everything. So please be careful and pay attention to this set of words. So let me start, please. We have the number one is capacity. I always try to bring you guys a synonym for each of the words we use. Some of them you guys are very familiar with them, but sometimes we have to think about that we have to take this in order to use them in context, in this type of context, which is in relation of the technology and all that stuff that we have to get familiar with them. So the other one is overwhelmed. Similar to this is to oppress, to get intimidated, something like that. We have velocity, which is similar to speed. Degradation, which is appreciation, when something loses the value. That's something similar to it, this degradation. Personas, this is very surprising because we are so familiar with this word, but in Spanish we use people or persons, but also it exists in English, and it means that it is the public image you present to the world. That's the people, how people see you and they comment about you. That's the way you are, like always, like behaving and acting in your real life situations. We have impersonator, which is an imitator. That's another word for imitations. We use the person that does that, we call it impersonator. Advocate, we use this as a noun, as a verb, and as a noun is a supporter, as a verb is to advise or to give a recommendation. We can use them both ways. Pseudonymity, this is like when we use a false name, so we are using this word, pseudonymity. Anonymity, that's something that is very common, and you guys are familiar with this word too, which is somebody with no name, especially with the ones that they publish some commentaries or some special articles and they don't want people to know their names. They use anonymity. Yes. Then we have the other part, which is the second part of this vocabulary, is vocabulary number 2. We have transparent, and I found it that a similar word is clear. While superficial, also something similar to it is artificial. Distracted, something similar is inattentive. It's not paying attention. It's not getting the things as the way they are supposed to be understood because the person is thinking about something else. Virtual is something simulated. We have some virtual classes. You can see the image of the people or the voice as the way I am doing now, but you don't have the person in front of you. I mean, it's not alive. Social is something similar to sharing. When you share, you are like consider yourself as somebody very social. Isolated is to be alone. Solitude is loneliness. Narcissistic is egotistic. I repeat, narcissistic is egotistic. You know, somebody, it has to deal a lot with envious, with the, you have a lot of ego in yourself. You believe that you are like kind of superior than others. Double call is a failure. It's a disaster. Now, in the other diapositive, I have a set of words too, guys, but they are combined, so I call that as expressions, or we call them idioms and actions too. So we have to see them and analyze the word. I try to find a similar verb or a word that represents the full expression. They are so new since we are not so like very used to apply them when we talk in English, but please pay attention to the next image, please. Okay, in this slide I have seeking intimacy. That's the first one. It means to get close appreciation. To get close appreciation, that means that you are like getting too close to the person you love, and you know the rest. Given that, in this case, it is a combined word. It consists in two words. We are familiar with both, but at the end, it's similar to a conjunction. In this case, it's as much as. To collaborate with is very simple. It's to assist, so we understand this easily. Throttle back is to moderate. Throttle back, to moderate something, to lower the pace, not to go so fast. Conscious choice. It is similar to right selection when you select something in a proper way. Get a grip is to control. When you say get a grip, we have to control something. The house out of the barn. The horse is out of the barn. The horse. This expression is, for example, it says here to attract others' attention. When someone goes to a party and start like dancing a lot and being so funny and trying to get the others' attention, is when we call the horses out of the barn. Ratchet it down. I found this expression that means that to proceed by steps or degrees. So that means that you have to use a nice structure to do something. So ratchet it down, especially when the things they have to go like cool down, and you analyze carefully whatever you are supposed to do by steps, especially homework. Tuck away is similar to hide. You know hide. That's a very similar and simple word. Then I am going to give you what to do for your next homework, guys, and it's very similar to the homework number 1. It's related to listenings, and it's basically the same, but I have to explain you something. It says here the listening skill is one of the most important skills to take advantage of this course. Unfortunately, the main one, as speaking, is not possible by now, since we are all subjected to the government policies because of the pandemic, and we cannot gather to discuss and infer different viewpoints. However, luckily, we can use some of the listening drills to increase our understanding of people's accents worldwide. Please, I need you again to check the list of your book pages that I will send you to work on, related to increase your listening skills. So be aware of those, and I hope you are able to find the tracks at mail platform, my English Lab platform. Just in case, if you're not, write to me and I direct you to get there, guys, please. As part of the explanation, as I always say, guys, you're going to find much more details about this homework in the format that I'm going to send you. So you're going to see there the distribution of points and what are you supposed to do there. But this is a summary of the things that you need to do there. For more details, check there. And as I always said, please send me your questions through via email. So we have listening exercise from the book. That's the first part, is divided like this. My own platform, I'm going to send you a special book that you guys have to read, please. And if there is a possibility to have a quiz at the end, so please do it. And send a screenshot to me. You can attach that in your documents or in the text message that you are going to send me this time, because I'm going to evaluate that. I am going to send you some English lab platform exercises too, guys, as I usually do. And this is the most important now, is the text message about usage of technology, at email nowadays, including vocabulary words. So in your text message, I want you to please at least include 5 vocabulary words. The challenge is how you guys are going to include it. What is the main idea of this? That you guys keep the communication with me, at least 2 words, at least 2 messages, so we can communicate. I'm going to give you also my feedback by giving you a nice commentary of your work there at the email message. So please be aware of this, because if you guys are not used to do this, please do it. Most of you guys have done such a wonderful work sending me all your nice commentaries of your work. Some of you maybe no, but this time I want you to all participate. If not, you are going to lose points. So please be aware of this, guys. Please, this is very, very important for me to do. Please don't miss it. As I said before, the main idea of this email text message points is to keep a nice communication with a good students as you, checking at once that at least by writing you are learning the usage of these words in a real context. The communication must be like we are having at this moment real life situations, and that things is the most important, guys. I am so sorry I cannot call you, I cannot give you a call, we cannot see each other because it's not really we are not allowed to do this in the media. But what we have now available, which is the email, we can take the advantage of this, use it, and please send everything I'm asking for, please. This is really important for me, please. And I think that's it, guys. That's all I had to include this in this opportunity. Have an excellent rest of the week, and thanks a lot for your time.